Hello, everyone. I'm going to give everyone a second to pop on here to our live while I hook us up in Facebook. Make sure everything's rolling okay. If you're catching the replay, you might be watching this on YouTube once we get it pulled and streamed over into YouTube. But let me know where you're coming in from. As always, I always love to hear where you're catching the replay from, or if you are on live, let me know where you're coming in from live as well. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Niagara Falls, Ontario. Thank goodness, because it snowed for the last 2 days, so this has been real nice. Awesome, T. Marie, listening in your car. All right, well, hopefully you guys are gonna get super excited. Where did I get my sweater? Where did I get this sweater? I don't remember. If I can think of it, I will come back and comment. Hey, Joe. Good afternoon, guys. Okay, so I'm really excited for this chat. Now, normally, when it comes to my trainings that I do here in this group, and let me just pull my screen down a little bit. The sun is like glaring right in my third eye. It's opening up my third eye here, so I can get you guys give you guys all the best tools. All right, here we go. So what we're going to be chatting about today is how to close in DMs. And so, as I mentioned, typically the training that I do with you guys here is more just your, doTERRA, your basic doTERRA training. However, today I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek into my world of sales. As most of you know, my background is in sales. I've been in sales for pretty much 18 years now, and spent a decade of my career as a general manager, pretty much in charge of the entire sales department and multi-million-dollar fitness clubs. And I will tell you that sales is like my jam. It's what gets me really excited, especially when I can teach someone how to fall in love and surrender to sales, and just to love sales and love the aspect of serving people and how to get people what they want and what they need, and for us to be that sort of middleman between the distributor of the product or service and the prospect themselves. So you guys are gonna also fall in love with sales by the end of working with me. So I'm gonna introduce you guys a little bit into my new world, which I'm so excited, and you've probably heard me talk about it a little bit already. And I've actually dropped the wait list you know what, I think I need to edit it or you won't be able to see what it is. But I've dropped the waitlist link right into the description of this live here. And that is our new program called Sales with Soul Academy. So the Sales with Soul Academy is going to be launching in the near future, quite near future. I'm just not giving you an exact date yet, but quite near future. And you can just hop onto the wait list, which is going to give you first access to our beta group. So there's going to be a beta group. I'm going to be working with a small group of people to help move them through this process and help you fall in love with not only yourself and your confidence, but your clarity, your message, and how you can connect with people to actually help them buy doTERRA, okay? So I'm really, really excited to cover a few of those things with you guys today. Some of the things that I feel are, those imperative little mind shifts sometimes that helps us to actually sell our product. So the first thing that I want to go over with you guys is a little bit of objections. Now, I'm not gonna go too deep into this. This is training that I will do in our Sales with Soul, but I want to open your minds up to the thought of objections, okay? You're going to get objections. It's going to happen. Nobody has a 100% closing ratio, meaning that every person you present to 100% close, 100% buy on the spot, okay? Nobody has 100% close. I at least have never met somebody in all of my years who can close every person they sit in front of. So what we call that is objections, when someone says no. Now, oftentimes people say no in the absence of value, okay? So if someone's feeling, that this they don't know why they would buy this product, they don't see the value in this product, they don't see how this product is actually going to change their life yet, any one of these reasons, they might say no. Maybe they're not ready, but they're going to frame it in a way of an objection. When someone honestly sees value in something, they're going to find a way to buy it. But if there's still lack of value, they're going to come out with an objection. And an objection is basically no. And they're going to tell you why no. And it's usually wrapped in a little pretty bow. And that no might be, it's too expensive. I don't know if I'm going to have the time to do all of the things that it seems like it's required to do in order to be successful at using the oils. The no might be, I need to talk to my husband or my spouse, right? We get a lot of reasons why someone says no. And how we can overcome this is actually by being proactive in the actual sales process itself. So we want to look at things like overcoming the objection during the actual presentation. All right. So when we are in the conversation and we're teaching, we're presenting, we're doing that one-on-one, we're doing that class, whatever it might be on how we're choosing to present, we're overcoming the most common objections that we get within the actual presentation itself. So you're being very proactive about objections, right? So for example, you can ask, if you say you're doing a one-on-one, you can actually ask your prospect, who would you say is your number one supporter when it comes to these health goals? So for example, if the person is saying that they want to use the oils, or they're coming to you because they struggle with such severe anxious feelings and mood issues, and they're coming to you, and you said to them, who's your number one supporter? Who knows you're here with me today? Who knows you're meeting with me today and you're coming here to discover, alternative options to help deal with managing your moods? Like, who's your biggest supporter? Oh, my husband. Oh, that's so amazing. It's so important to have your spouse on board so he knows you're here with me. Oh, yeah. And he's really supportive of you finding alternative ways and diving into the world of essential oils and using essential oils and bringing these into your life and into your home to start using them. Oh yeah, he's definitely supportive of that. Oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky to have that support on your side. I'm so glad that, he's kind of cheering you on and working through this. Now, how is that person going to use the objection, I need to talk to my spouse, if they already just told you that their spouse was the number one supporter, right? They can't use that, right? So if you overcome their objection during the actual sales process, all objections are null and void, and they must buy your product, right? And so please, if in your heart you're feeling like, this feels so manipulative, it's not manipulation, my friends. I need to explain to you, if that person leaves that conversation with you and they go on, like they don't buy from you in that moment, they don't buy their kit, they don't buy the oils from you in that moment, I promise you the investment that they would have just made with you, they are going to go take that money and spend it elsewhere. Okay, so we need to be able to feel good in our hearts. And this is the reason why, for example, I lasted over a decade in the fitness industry, selling and training sales staff in the fitness industry, how to sell memberships and get people signed up on memberships. Because I'll tell you, it's because of the fact that you could not feel guilty signing up someone to the gym. You can't feel guilty about that because you know darn well that person spending $10 a week to get a fitness membership, I knew what their results would be. I knew how much it would change their life. I knew what it was going to do for their mental and physical health. So I couldn't feel bad about that. Now, if I was somebody who was going and training car salesmen or, people who were selling flat screen TVs to people, and I was like, okay, here's how you're going to lure them in to get the 80-inch over the 60-inch, even if they don't have the money, that I probably would feel a little bit guilty about, right? Because I'd be like, maybe they really don't have the money for an 80-inch TV and they probably don't need it. Okay. But when it comes to doTERRA, honestly, guys, like you can't feel guilty about this. You know that this is truly going to change their life when they get started with this product and with these oils and with these supplements and with these natural health products. We know that. So we want to be very proactive in overcoming those objections. Some other questions that I might even ask is, in conversation, what would you say is your number one vice? What is that thing that you just can't get enough of? Maybe it's getting your nails done. Maybe it's getting your hair done. Maybe you're somebody who loves to get a Starbucks grande, Americano with coconut milk every day. You just need that craving at 3 o'clock. What would you say is your vice? That one thing that you treat yourself to? Okay, this is another question you can ask during the presentation. If they say, oh yeah, for me, gotta admit, It's my Starbucks. I get a Starbucks every single day. I would say to them, okay, I totally feel you. I love Starbucks. This is my favorite drink, right? And I would say whatever. And I'd say, so I totally get you. Now, I want to tell you something really exciting right now. And I know we haven't even gotten to showing you how to bring the oils home yet. But if you were to redirect and save 2 Starbucks a week and just make your coffee at home twice a week, you would have an entire kit of oils paid for in whatever, you know, a month. Okay, so little things like that can help get people's mindsets already overcoming an objection before they deliver it to you. Another thing that I even do with overcoming objections when it comes to, you know, it's too expensive. Another one that I would say is with the lemon. When we get to teaching about lemon, I would say, who here uses organic lemons in their water, right? We all know that it's really great to cut a lemon in half, squeeze it into your water. It helps with detoxification and keeping the body alkaline. You know, who puts organic lemons in their water? Okay, did you know that an organic lemon's about $1 from the produce section? So you're legitimate spending like a couple $100 in lemons a year. Do you know that this bottle of lemon, there's about 75 lemons in here, and this is costing you about 14 bucks? So you can have your entire kit of oils paid for just by stop buying organic lemons from the produce section at your grocery store. You can buy this entire kit, right? So there's little things that we can say that can help already get people's minds around some of the common objections that they're going to have. So what I would recommend for you is to write a list of your objections that you usually get and start overcoming those in the actual sales process itself. Cool? All right, so I just wanted to start off with that so that we can understand that sometimes, you know, when we get to that sale and we get to closing them, it's a lot easier if we've actually overcome some of the things that barriers that they might be up against before we even get to the close. So how do we close in DMs? So this is one of my favorite things to do, all right, is to take a conversation into text message, whether it be Instagram DM or Facebook Messenger or text message or WhatsApp, right? But getting them into a conversation where you can have that one-on-one. So for example, someone found me online and sent me an email, and they just sent me an email saying, this is what I'm dealing with, and I really am interested in learning more about the oils. And I said, you know, it's so amazing. Thank you so much for reaching out. I'm so excited to be able to help you on this journey. Here's my phone number. Can you send me either a text message, or here's my profile on Facebook. Send me a Facebook message, whichever one works easier for you. And and then we'll go from there, right? And so what I'll do is I'll actually link up my actual Facebook profile link. I'll share the link itself so they can literally just click on it and they find me. They don't have to go searching through every Jennifer Bittner. And as soon as they add me as a friend, we start connecting through Messenger, okay? And I'll send voice notes. That'll primarily be what I like to do, is send voice notes. And if I can send a voice note over text, I always will. I was always opt for that option so that they could hear my voice. They could hear my excitement and my passion and my compassion for what they're going through and all of the things. And the first thing that I like to do is I add them to my Facebook group that has all of my customers and prospects. Okay, so I add them to that group first. I ask their permission, and if they say they want to be part of the group, then I add them into that group. Because what happens here is if they don't immediately buy right in that moment that we're having the conversation, they're going to be nurtured in my Facebook group. They're going to be nurtured, and they're going to be seeing posts, and they're going to be now part of that community. So if they don't buy in this spot, and maybe they kind of ignore my messages for a week or so, they're going to be getting these notifications from the group. They're going to be seeing posts come in through the group, DIYs, recipes, ways to use the oils, and that's going to help nurture them until they're ready to get started with me. Okay, so I put them into that group. And then what I do is I go through a few tiny scripts with them. Now, this is what I've done. I've prepared something for you guys. I actually have a little tiny offer, I like to call it. Okay, so it's literally $7. It's super low end so that anybody and everybody can take advantage of it. But I've prepared an actual script that you can use, what I like to call your discovery questions. If somebody's in the action sequence, meaning they're ready to buy right now, they don't need to be sampled, they don't need to come to a class, they want your product, they want your oils, and they want them now. That's what I call the action sequence, where someone is like going to go through, like, let's get started, okay? So I've compiled little tiny scripts, I call them, which are just little mini scripts, like one sentence. That way you get the idea of where the conversation's going, and then you allow your own authenticity to take it from there. Be you, say the things you would say, but at least know what a few lead-in lines can be and a few discovery questions that you can ask this person so that you can get them to say yes at the end, right? So I prepared that for you, as well as some graphics that you can use. It's a Canva template that you honestly just click on the link, and you'll have the template in your own Canva so that you can put your own logo on it. But it has the enrollment options, and it has the kit options for Canada and the US. So if you're outside of the US, honestly, just change out your price, put your own prices in it, whatever it might be for Europe or Australia, or wherever you're coming in from, South Africa. I know we have a lot of people in here from overseas in this group, so you can just adjust the graphics. But here's what I would do from there, okay? So I would start going through my mini scripts from there. So once we get into the text message and we're communicating in DMs, what I would do is, if they came to me and they said, hey, Jen, do you have anything for sleep? I'd really like to buy some. Or, hey, Jen, do you sell the oil lavender, right? So this is somebody that I would say is in the action sequence, meaning they obviously are ready to buy because they're asking me about the product, or they've already done their own research or have heard of the product. That's why they're asking if I sell it, right? So what I would do is first affirm that I heard and understood what they said. Like, I'm connecting with you. I hear you. I know you asked me for the prices. And so I'm going to affirm that first by just saying, I'd love to help you out with that. And I can absolutely send you some prices or some options, depending on what their question to you was. But first, just out of curiosity, have you ever used doTERRA essential oils before? So now what I'm going to do, and in this tiny script that I've made for you guys, I have 8 questions, okay? 8 questions that you can ask this individual, that is going to be like what I call the discovery questions. And this is going to start allowing you to get some insight into, who is this person? What do they need from me? Have they ever used oils before? What has their experience been like? What have they used in the past? Has it worked? Has it not worked? Because now I know where they're coming to me from. And if they're already frustrated, if they've tried natural solutions, where are they at? And I'm going to ask them the series of questions. And we also like to call this building rapport. All right, because when we build rapport and we build connection with somebody, they're going to know, like, and trust us, and they're therefore going to be able to move forward and actually buy our product, okay? And they're also going to trust us when we make recommendations. So one question, I just see a question here. Ask permission, then add to the Facebook. I think Linda is just giving like the Cole's notes of what I'm talking about. So thank you, Linda. Elaine, what about those who don't respond? Talking about reaching out for a few years. Absolutely. I'm going to get to that. So I'll give you my answer on that for sure. Allison, do I prefer a Facebook group or Facebook page for your customers and prospects? I have a group. So I have a group. It's a closed group. You actually cannot find it. So even if you tried to look it up right now, it is not discoverable. And the reason for that is because I do a lot of giveaways and I do contests and I do stuff that's kind of like my own little private community. And I was getting so many requests from people to join it. And then I was like, I don't know if this person's actually a customer of one of my builders or what have you. So it's an invite only group. So you have to be inside the group to invite somebody into it. So that's the way I've positioned mine. My group, and we call it the ATM group because you add someone to it, you tag them into the pinned post where I have a little 4-minute video on what is essential oils, and then you take them to private message, right? So you add them to the group, you tag them in the message, and then you private message them outside of that where you continue the conversation. And then they're being nurtured inside of the group while you're working with them behind the scenes to move them closer to that yes. Okay, is everyone with me so far? Are we all good here? Is this good? Are we getting it? Is everything like clear? Okay, so where do we go from here? So we're having this conversation with them. We're asking them these discovery questions, right? We're connecting with them. We're seeing where they're at, what they need. And we're also showing a lot of interest as well, okay? So we're showing interest that we hear what your pain point is. I'm understanding it. I want to ask questions about it so that I can offer you the best solution that I know how. Now, if you're brand new and you're sitting here going, oh my gosh, this is so intimidating though, I'm going to ask these questions, then they're going to ask me a question about oils and I'm not going to know what to tell them. Au contraire, my friend, because you're just going to use this, okay? When I was brand new, I knew 0% about natural solutions, like -2%, okay? I knew nothing about natural alternatives. I used medicine, I used candles and Glade plugins and the whole works. I was not a natural person when I started. And so I also wondered, how the heck am I gonna build a business selling a product that I know nothing about the background of? And back in 6 years ago, we had no courses, we had no essential oil specialist certifications. We didn't have any of that stuff. So I had this. I had one book that my upline gifted me, and I use this like my lifeline. So when you have a prospect who has got questions, you're screenshotting them right from this book. When you have a prospect that is asking you if you have anything for XYZ, you're doing your research right from this book. And this is the answers you're sharing with them, okay? You do not need to be an expert at essential oils. You are the person who's bridging the gap and connecting doTERRA with the rest of the world. That is your job. Your job as a wellness advocate is to advocate for other people's wellness who may not have heard of doTERRA before, and now you're gonna bridge the gap. You're gonna bring people to doTERRA. doTERRA is filled with experts. You don't need to be that person. You just need to be able to bring those two together, okay? And then you're gonna find answers for them inside your trusty dusty book, okay? Hopefully it's not dusty. Hopefully you use it a lot. Dad joke. All right, so moving along. So we get them in, we ask them their discovery questions, right? We ask them their discovery questions. We're going through and connecting with them. And then we're basically just gonna ask them, okay, so based on what you've shared with me, there are 3 ways that we can get started, all right? I'm going to send you those 3 ways. Let me know which one feels best for you. And then you fire them off the first graphic. So this is the graphic that I've included in the Scripts and Graphic little product here. I have 3 graphics, okay? The first graphic says how to buy doTERRA. Option 1, the best, right? Like it's actually laid out and it says like the most popular option is you buy your kit and it's got like a little explanation. Option 2, a la carte, buy the membership for $35 and then add on the oils you need. Option 3, most expensive, least popular, pay retail. Period. No perks, right? And then it says, why would you buy a membership at the bottom? So it allows them to understand. I just flick them the graphic. I allow them to look at the 3 options and decide which one they want. And then after they come back and say, oh, the kit sounds like the smartest option, I'd say, good choice. It is absolutely the best bang for your buck. It gives you the most rewards and it gives you the most amount of savings. So here are the kit options. I fire them off the next 2 graphics, which has all 6 of the kit options they could possibly get started with, okay? And then I just say to them, here's all of the options we have to get started with, but here's the one I'm going to recommend based on the health goals that you have shared with me, which we already got when we asked them their discovery questions, okay? And then I'm going to tell them which kit I choose and why. All right, so I'm gonna say you can choose any of these kits, whichever ones you prefer. However, based on what we chatted about, I'm gonna recommend the Healthy Essentials kit for these reasons. Your goal of this, and the Healthy Essentials has this oil. You have a goal of this, and the Healthy Essentials has this, this, and this, which you can use for it. And then you also have a goal of this, da, 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 and you also mentioned your daughter has this, and in that kit, you'll also get da, 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 right? So I send them a voice note, Because remember, we want to make this as least overwhelming as possible. And the more information you send them, the more they're going to end up in analysis paralysis, right? Where they end up being like, okay, now they start over analyzing, well, what should I do? There's so many options. I have to digest all of this. So we want to make it as simple as possible. So we send them the kits and then we tell them which one we think would be best for them. Okay. So that is, and then at the end of that, we would just say, so which one feels best for you? Okay, here's another little sales tip, my friends. Use the word feel. Okay, get them out of their logical brain and get them into their emotions. Get them into how it's actually going to feel for them when they get these oils home, not which one do you want? And they're thinking, which one's going to show up on my credit card with the least amount of money so my husband doesn't kill me, right? You want to get them feeling about what they're actually going to feel like when they start using the oils and they start targeting their health goals. So that's the conversation. That's how we're closing them in the DMs. We're asking discovery questions. We're communicating. We're building rapport. We're asking what their needs are. We're asking when they want to achieve it by, right? What are the goals that they have and when they want to see a difference by. And then we're recommending and we're taking it step by step. We're not sending them, here's the 3 options and here's the kits. Tell me which one you want. Step by step. The more times you can get them to start agreeing with you and giving you yes answers, the more likely they are to sign up. So if you send them the options first and you say, which one of these options seems best? And they're saying, looks to me like the kit would be the smartest. They've just internally agreed to themselves that they're buying a kit because they just said, out of these 3 options, I'm choosing the kit. So now you know they're getting a kit, right? Now it's just a matter of which one are they going to get. So now we need to get them to see why the kit you're recommending is the best kit for them. And then if they still have objections, we work through those objections with them, right? We can walk through those objections with them. There's actually some really great objection training that I do as well in terms of like, how do we overcome objections? How do we actually work through objections with people so that they can get themselves to a space where they're ready to make that commitment right now? So these are just like important things to do to feel like we have a connection and a relationship with the person that we're actually sitting in front of and talking to. Because at the end of the day, guys, this was actually something Tanya and I, as you guys probably know, my community manager for the Dough Planner, Tanya Marie, we sat down and made all the new plans that we had for the 2022. We went through every single one of your recommendations. Everybody that filled out the wish list Google form and gave us your feedback on what you want to see in 2022. We went through every single one of your wish list items and we tried to do as many of them as we possibly could, given the parameters. But one of the things I'm really excited that I changed, it was like something super, okay, I'm not going to say it's one of the things I was really excited about because I was excited about a whole lot of stuff and this is just a small little thing. But even just in your plan to rank guide, we changed the wording from how many classes do you need to how many lives do you need to change this month. That one little shift, okay, that one little shift to how many lives do you need to change this month is going to have you look at the work that you do differently. Because right now, if you're just thinking, oh my gosh, I need 3,000 PV, I need 3,000 PV to hit elite, and elite's my goal, and I need to get 3,000 PV. And you just start looking at every opportunity as PV, and every opportunity as getting you closer to elite, it's not going to give you that same thriving excitement and rewarding feeling that making connections can do when you actually see, okay, my goal of elite is going to take me helping 12 people this month get started with doTERRA. Who are those 12 lives? Maybe you're slapping 12 sticky notes on your wall and you don't, and every time you actually change someone's life, you put their name on that little heart sticky note and it brings you closer to remembering why you're doing what you're doing to begin with. Okay. So recapping it all and bringing it all back. Oh, one last thing that I also have as part of the scripts is what to do if they are not getting back to you. So little tiny scripts that you can say. What can you text them if you sent them the links and you gave the recommendation and then they loved it and saw it, but then they didn't answer back or tell you which one they wanted, right? So I use 3 connections, I'm out. I used to call it 3 strikes, you're out, but 3 connections, I'm out. I feel like it's better for doTERRA. When I get into like really like hot sales environments, 3 strikes, you're out works. But I'm going to say 3 connections, you're out, okay? 3 times you've connected with somebody and we'll let that simmer for a little bit, okay? So if it's been a few hours since they replied, hey, did you get everything okay? Okay, so this just happened to me. This is exactly what just happened to me. I sent everything. She was so excited, like gung-ho. Like I'm talking, this happened yesterday, okay? Gung-ho, super excited, ready to get started, told me she was ready to get started. We went through, she chose the kit. I sent the kit options she could pick from. I told her my recommendation, and then she read it. She loved it. And then I waited a couple hours, and then I sent the, hey, so did you get everything okay? And then she hearted that, but still didn't reply. So I wrote back again today, because that was yesterday. So you wait another day, and it's like, hey, just circling back. I know it can be a lot of information at once, and you just use this little script, right? What questions you have for me to get started? You can insert their health goal there. And then if they still don't respond, then you can wait another day or two and give a final message, And so I've left this in the script so that you can have the exact script that, I would use or I would say. But, it's more or less just, it was my pleasure to connect with you. I'm hoping, that the information I've given you has been helpful, and, just reach out to me at any time once you're ready to get started. I'm here for you, right? Because you always want to leave people with a good taste in their mouth, right? You always want to leave people feeling like they're still connected to you, and that they feel good about that interaction that they've had with you. So then if they don't get back to you, honestly, guys, it could be life. It could be they saw the prices and their heart's broken because they're just thinking of all the ways that they can possibly come up with the money, and maybe they feel embarrassed to tell you that. Maybe they did tell their husband that they were getting oils, and then he said no, and they don't know how to tell you, my husband said no. It could be a number of things. It's not you, all right? They want the oils. They didn't get this far to then not want the oils. So what we need to do is just keep them connected. And this is another really good idea of why we want them to be in our Facebook group, being nurtured over there. And then you can always come back and recircle back around, maybe down the road, or maybe in a week or 2 weeks, you tag them in a post in the Facebook group and say, hey, Tiffany, I was thinking about you. Check this out. Hey, Sarah, I was thinking about you. This made me think of some of the goals you had. Check this out. And then it's just reigniting that remember, I'm still here. And maybe that person thinks, oh man, I wanted those so badly. And think about it. I just dropped $100 on a new pair of shoes. Man, I just need to get these oils, right? So sometimes it takes people some time. So again, remember, it's 5 to 12 touches before someone says yes. Don't make it about you. It's not about you if they say no. We need to get past that, or we'll never continue to want to reach out to people if we're constantly feeling like we cannot get them started. It doesn't have to do with us, but these little scripts and these little ways of being able to work with them makes it easier to make those connections, and it makes it easier to move somebody forward. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I know it was a lot to take in. If you want the scripts with the graphics that I've already designed up for you, I just posted the link in the comment. You can grab them there. You can also make your own if you want to, whatever's best for you. But I have already done the work for you if you want to save yourself the time, and it's $7. So you can do that. You can write them out. You can do whatever feels good for you. You can write out your own questions. Just feel into remembering that everything you do needs to feel good for you. Because if it doesn't feel good to you, you're not going to continue to do it. And in order for us to really be successful in this business, it has to be fun. It has to be light. It has to feel right. It has to feel good, right? And that's how we keep doing it over and over and over again. So I want you to really start trusting that if you start feeling good about doing the business the way that you want to do it, you will start to grow at massive speeds. All right. I've also dropped the link in here for the Sales with Soul waitlist. So pop your name onto that waitlist. That way you will hear from me as soon as we have details, which are going to be coming soon, to the actual academy. And it's a lifetime membership. And that's where I'm going to start doing like 95% of all my sales trainings are going to be inside that academy only for my academy members. So if you want to hop on that wait list, go ahead, drop your name. I will be in touch with you, and I'll personally connect with people who are wanting to get started with that. If you want to be part of the beta group, which will be like my little founding group that I run my first run with, so watch me make all my mistakes, you can be part of that beta group too. So I'm just super excited that you guys were on here, that you guys are able to take in all of this goodness. And it is with my intention that I teach this to you, because I really, truly, I align with doTERRA's vision. They want to get oils into everyone's homes, and I want to teach you and train you on how to do that. Because I know a lot of us that come into this business, we do it because we have a passion for the oils. I have a passion for teaching you how to get the oils into people's hands. And that is where, you know, my main focus and my main passion has been for this last year, has been in teaching other people how to serve these masses, so that we collectively can continue to move forward and to build beautiful, beautiful, thriving doTERRA businesses. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today. If you have any questions, just pop them into the comments. Tag your teams if you want your team leaders to catch this replay, so that they can get some of their own little nuggets out of it. And yes, the beta info is if you get yourself onto the wait list there that I dropped. If you get yourself onto the wait list, I will be emailing out in the coming weeks with the beta information, like if you want to be part of the beta group. Cool. So yeah, really excited. It's a weekend, guys, so go have so much fun this weekend. If you're locked up in Ontario, like I am, go out and have fun anyways. Go see your friends anyways, because you know what? Our mental health is the most important. So have an amazing weekend, guys. Love you so much, and I will see you guys shortly. We have a team call happening, just to give you guys a little nugget on that. If you're watching this replay, maybe the team call has already happened, but for those of you that are watching this live, we have a team call happening Wednesday, May the 5th at 12 o'clock. I have an amazing guest speaker coming in, Caroline. She lives in the Greek islands right now, and I met her on a podcast episode that I was interviewing her with, and I messaged her and said, you need to come teach my team. My group of my team. You guys are all on my team. Indirectly, you're all on my team. My group. So she's going to be coming to talk about how to create a powerful experience for your doTERRA people. And oh yes, Tanya just reminded me, the last thing is we also have a 3-day productivity powerhouse challenge that's coming out. So I don't have that link with me at this exact moment. However, just keep your eyes open. We're going to post it in this group. It's a 3-day productivity powerhouse challenge. You may have done it before. We run it twice a year. So you may have done it in the fall, but if you haven't yet, you got to get in on that. That's going to be May 3rd, 4th, and 5th, 3 days in a row. It's 30 minutes, 3 days, and it's a live video with me. Cool? All right, everyone. Have an awesome weekend, and we'll see you soon. Bye.